Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's podcast, episode 94. And my name is Victor, and I will be today's speaker and also sharing about the beginning of UBX Launchpad. For those of you is listening live and also listening through our recordings, thank you so much for staying tuned today. And today is actually our gala event, all right, our first anniversary of UBX happening live in Danang also. So now actually we allocate time for our podcast, and it's been a very magnificent, all right, event, all right, a lot of participants from China, India, Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Singapore that arrived to our first anniversary of total 200 packs. So for those of you who like to actually watch it live, we will be live tomorrow for our gala dinner. So you guys can actually watch live, all right, of our first anniversary dinner. So for those of you who have not joined our social media, kindly join our official Telegram, all right, UBX official group, and also UBX Academy. So all of you can get the most updated information and news. So without further ado, all right, I would like to share some, all right, information regarding our live anniversary. Right, so basically it's our 3 days, 4 days, 3 nights event, all right, in Da Nang, Vietnam. So today is being the second day, and also we have total participants of 210, all right, attended to our event. It's been a full day training, all right. Learn a lot from Mr. Eddie and Mr. GC. And also, we have witnessed, yeah, the milestone that UBX has achieved. So it's not easy, all right, to gather 200 people in the same time, all right, with all at least V2 and above, today to learn, to understand more in depth about UBX. What is the direction and what is the future in UBX? For those of you who have missed out this opportunity, don't worry, because many more events to come. And also, if you have friends or leaders that actually attended, do ask them, all right, about this event, because why? I'm sure they have learned a lot. And also, all right, they are given the free Unicorn device as a first batch of sample to the market for them to do testimonial and sharing to all their community members. So without further ado, all right, let me start with today's podcast, the beginning of UBX Launchpad. So as we all know, all right, at this moment of time, GC Labs has actually become one of the partners of UBX Exchange, where they helped and look for good opportunities where business have ventured into Web3. So help them to be do incubation, right, for them to actually, all right, being able to be listed in UBX Exchange. So as we all know, we will be talking about GC Labs, all right, throughout our podcast today. But before we go into in-depth, all right, who is GC Labs all about? So let me share with you the importance of Launchpad. So why, all right, Launchpad is crucial. So let us understand the factors or what is Launchpad all about. So firstly, all right, Launchpad is actually of a pro business opportunity or project that they are venturing or moving to Web3. So basically, as we all know, in traditional business, we always look opportunity to expand our business, correct? But if we want to expand, we need to do crowdfunding. And with this, normally, we need to go to stock exchange to collect IPOs. Then we can expand even further, okay? But in Web3 crypto, we do not really need stock exchange, all right? So basically, we actually get IEO or ICO. So what is the difference of IEO and what is difference of ICO? So basically, ICO stands for initial coin offering. All right, it can be do it by privately or publicly, right? And IEO is actually initial exchange offering. So basically, we do offering in exchanger. Okay, like ourselves is UBX exchange. So what is the difference? All right, with Launchpad and without Launchpad. So what are the challenges for this business opportunity that they will face if they do not go through Launchpad? So number one, of course, there will be a limited access to funding. So because why? Because they are actually doing a private crowdfunding, right? Compared to exchanges where they already have so much user. So these are the some of challenges that you meet, all right, which is limited access of funding. And also, all right, they have favors to big players that already ventured into the project. So basically, they have a very, very high potential that all these big players will sell their coin at the initial stage and not looking forward that to build the business. So there is a such risk, right? They will favors to the big players. And also we witness, all right, many failures because why? One, these players they actually use this opportunity to crowdfund, but in the end they did not develop the project. So many of these in result of scams, right? Lost project because why? That point of time they have actually gathered so much money that they do not wish or do not have the intention to proceed. Okay, so there is possibilities of this. And also, when this happen, right, investors that actually join those crowdfunding, private crowdfund, we are actually exposed to the risk of scam and also exposed to the risk of the change in behavior of the owner. So there is such possibility. So then again, all right, that is why we use Launchpad, all right, where it's more crucial because not everyone can actually participate in this Launchpad because like this Launchpad listing, it needs to go through a checking, all right, same like our traditional finance, where every company that wish to be listed in a stock exchange, they need to go through auditing, correct? Auditing, and then they go through to a stock exchange where they will be being checked, being audit and all the stuff. So in exchange, although we do not have actual proper benchmark or law actually regulating exchanger, but exchanger itself, all right, they do have this due diligence or responsibility to all the users because their goodwill, their name is actually on the line. So obviously, exchanges is not just one project. There are a lot of project will be listing there. So this is why exchanges they have a responsibility, all right, or due diligence that they will need to check to make sure this project actually is ongoing, all right, it's having a potential, all right, and also the community itself already. So there are many ways that labs, all right, that they will actually go through, all right, to make sure their due diligence checked properly and then go for the launchpad. So these are the possibilities that challenges, all right, that they launch ICO without launchpad in place. So these are the risks that you can actually foresee. But then again, how do launchpad solve all these issues? All right, number one, there's strict project vetting. So basically, we go ahead, have a look, check, all right, make sure this project is legit, and the intention, all right, is really to build or expand even bigger. Okay. Furthermore, investors protection and transparent. So basically, everyone actually can go through or write the white paper to understand what is all about the business opportunity. What are they doing? What are they selling? What's the community? What is token economics, and etc. So basically, it's clearly written in the white paper. And also, all right, the token economics already fixed. All right, we are sure that there is no changes in token economics when this is in place, all right, there's no amendments, all right. So basically, it's not like anyone can just add on the coin to additional coins. No. So basically, the token economics is already fixed, and the allocation is there. So it depends what is the percentage you're actually getting, and we can see it clearly. All right, how are they properly allocated? So this is why fair allocation system can actually go through from the checking, all right, of the project. And also, all right, with all these elements in place, it actually having a higher success rate of project because why we know at the right person doing the right thing and ensuring everything is correctly done. So this ensures the project sustainability and also, all right, that we know assessment of the exchanger that this project is will be a very successful one. But clearly also that we know that the person at the labs, all right, to able to identify also need to have a crucial experience and knowledge. So this is why, all right, it's not easy to have a very, very strong lab. Okay, so later we can share with you why GC lab plays a very, very important role. So how Launchpad actually works. So first of all, right, they actually submit, all right, their project to the exchange to do a checking, all right, to make sure the potential, okay, how is it, done, the white paper, the token economics, and etc. So they will actually evaluate, whether this project is a good project or not, and then they will do a pre-sale, all right, or token allocation. So mostly, all right, they can do a IEO, all right, where people can actually start to participate early, right, in the early round, all right. Basically, it's similar to our traditional stock exchange like angel round, etc., where you are able to purchase, all right, the coins at the initial price, right. So mostly these we actually allocate through lottery or stacking base, all right, based on how the project actually wants to allocate, or how the lab, all right, chooses to collaborate with the project owners, how they actually want to do this allocation. Then after that, they'll go for their first round of fundraising, right, where they can collect, all right, so something similar to IPO, initial public offering. So when this is the first round of fundraising, where they collect to further research and development, to further to increase, all right, the project potential, and this also includes for doing for the marketing, media, and etc. So once everything is in place, all right, once it's actually ready, we get the token to be listed on the exchanges. So once it's listed on exchange, it's actually live. So once live, we are actually opening to all the users, the exchanger to able to participate, where they can able to hold or trade, right, their token. And then, all right, of course, with the user, all right, expansion in the user, in the exchanger, we actually expose, and from there, they'll start to grow the community. Furthermore, if today, all right, if this coin already listed in exchanger A, and with the labs capability and also the community growth, it can also expand into exchanger B, exchanger C, and exchanger D. From there, it actually grows the potential, and also more and more users, all right, or I'd say potential investors will actually come in to buy and trade their coin. This increases the liquidity of the potential project. So of course, when all this happen, all right, definitely you pull this project into a sky high, because why? When more and more people expose and believe in this project, the more investments come in, the more people trading, it creates the more liquidity for the project. So with this, all right, it's creating a very, very high potential, a high returns for all the investors, and also people that believe in the project initially. Okay, so now today we can see how GC Labs plays an important role in our UBX exchange. So first of all right, how do actually GC Labs plays a very, very crucial benefits into it. Number one, all right, GC actually not only providing their skill and knowledge, all right, the labs provide investment and funding, right, for early startups. So from here, they actually have additional funds before they go for the crowd fund, for them to actually do research and develop, or provide the path for them to go to the next level. And also, all right, with the labs, they provide strategic support and ecosystem growth, because labs, they do have their own network of peoples where they can collaborate or even make, all right, the project to combine with another project which they seem suitable to being together. So there is possibility of mergers, and also, all right, maybe they can bring the relative people to help them expand in their business and also in the ecosystem growth. So furthermore, all right, with all the labs connection, they are able to develop, right, top tiers developers and advisors to help them to build these potential projects. So these labs actually, right, have a very, very good uh, ways, all right, and also they help to incubate to make sure this project is ready for the market. And when this happen, there is a smooth sailing possibility for this potential project to go to 30 times to 50 times and etc. So we are actually talking about GC Labs all the time, but who is this GC Labs, and who is the person behind GC Lab? So this guy is actually called Jared Check, in short form GC. This guy is a very, very magnificent guy, because why? At such a young age, his experience, knowledge far exceed people that is in the market, because although he's at young age, his exposure, his connection, and also, all right, connecting to all these big events in the market and connected him to the high management of all the exchanges. So Binance itself have more than hundreds of contacts, where he previously also is a former in Binance, all right, and also all right, former in Maxi Global Exchange. Okay, before him into cryptocurrency or crypto line, he is also ex-private banker and also an entrepreneur with seven-figure exit, right? Of course, he's also a finance graduate in UK. So with such a spectacular background, definitely we know that he's able to produce very, very good results. And also, right, not only by verbally, but also proven by action with all his past history achievements. So what is his investment background? Okay, basically he did eight-figure crypto profits before age of 25, and he was one of the Binance top traders at the age of 21. And he's also early investor in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and had the experience and invested more than 100 plus crypto projects. So I believe not everyone have this capability and also the chance to actually invest more than 100 plus crypto projects, and each easily valued millions of dollars. All right. So he also able to handle multi-million USD in Binance and also work with top tiers companies such as Amazon, exchanges like OKX, Bybit, and also various projects. So as you all see, all right, GC on the left, previously he was in Binance, and his partner James from Bybit. So how they actually started is because they actually started looking into the projects with highly potential, and then what they do is they provide VC funds, and this VC fund not only includes by monetary, but also paving the ways through their experience, knowledge, and their networking. So from there, they provide the right people for the right advice in the right product, and also provide funding. So their expertise and team of people, all right, give very, very strong support and also to bring out the full potential of the business. So let me share with you why GC Capital matters, right? Number one, they actually have proven track record. So we'll have to see, all right, what is the accomplishment and what is the capability of them bringing huge potential project and what actually have they invested in. So later on, you can have a look. And also, all right, with such capability of 100 overs of project, definitely is not someone minor in the industry. Definitely, they have huge potential and very, very strong industrial connections together with all their strategic partners. So this is why, all right, with the proper funding, with proper connection, and not only that, they provide, all right, a very, very strong backing, innovative, where they can provide more ideas, all right, innovative, all right, that something is not in the market, because they themselves know what already existed and how to bring out even better potential of the project. So all these factors is very, very crucial because right, with money, with networking, and with the experience, definitely this is a very, very strong potential that they bring out the best of the value of the company. So, as I mentioned just now, all right, some of his GC's background achievement. So, at the age of 21, all right, in 2021, he actually made a profit almost close to 16 million. Just imagine at such a young age have already made such a fortune. And of course, if let's say at that point of time, with a weak mentality, definitely already they have retired that point of time. But all right, with his mentality of GC, he actually think all right how to actually generate even more income from this profit of 6 million. And if you guys to want to know even more all right GC's mentality and his thinking, you guys can actually go to his podcast where we ask AMA, ask me everything, where we interview GC, not only all right regarding UBX, but also more to his personal experience. So you guys can listen it out, and believe me, you will definitely learn a lot and also understand why, all right, he is just not only young, but also with a very, very strong mentality. So you guys will understand why, even though he's such a young age, I respect him so much because of his experience and also, all right, the opportunity of him being, all right, top 500 trader, right? It is not easy to be top 500 traders in the whole world. So at the point of time, at age of 21, already making 16 million, right, and being awarded Fortune 500 from Binance. Furthermore, all right, these are some of the projects that he actually able to share with us. Some of his stock performance, which is Gala, all right, Shiba and JMT. At that point of time, when Shiba was just market cap at 200,000 dollar. So now we believe it's actually exceed of 52.1 billion. So these are the accomplishment or some of the projects that he able to identify, right, which has a huge potential, and he did invested and made a very, very fruitful results from these investments. So definitely Shiba, Gala, and GMT, these are the three top performance that at point of time he has made a huge profit from that. So as you all mentioned, he is also ex-Binance, all right? So basically, he's the lead NFT. So basically, anyone that wants to list their NFT in Binance would definitely need to go through Mr. JC. So JC actually have worked hand in hand with all these high value, intellectual celebrities like Cristiano Ronaldo, Mike Tyson, Tyson Fury, all right, Frank Mueller, all right, of a very popular brand watch, Tony Cruz, Jimmy Choo, all right, and that point of time in his Binance career, he actually made a total sales for Binance more than 30 million USDT, right? At 30 million USDT, although, or for some of you may think that it's not big, but actually at such a young age during his professional, he actually brought 30 million is a very, very significant result. And I believe a lot of people cannot achieve this achievement at such a young age. So this is why I respect, all right, from me myself, all right, I think his mentality and also his professionalism that able, all right, to bring this value to Binance. And I believe also not only he able to bring it to Binance, but also to bring it to our UBX exchange. Okay. And also he actually bring a new total user of 800,000, and he has a very, very strong recognition in Web3. So this is why we believe that GC Labs are able to identify potential projects that worth hundreds of millions, not by just say because they have already have the experience, knowledge that they can able to identify all these projects. So it is easy task for him that they can actually bring these projects over for UBX exchange. So these are the some of the projects that is currently together, right? So he do not keep himself just projects in Web2, but also in GameFi, all right, AI, Bitcoin ecosystem, real asset, level 1 and level 2 infrastructure, and many more. So these are the some of the current, right, projects they are actually venturing in with DeepLink, Lamina, Solvi, which is actually listed in Binance a month or two ago, where he actually made 30 times, right, from their initial investment, and also some of a Seraph, all right, GameFi, and then an OKX together with Matrix, and various other projects that he did mention early on that has ventured more than hundreds business opportunity that he brought. Easily, any one of them worth millions of dollar in market cap. Okay, so from Amazon, Gate.io, right, Bybit, all right, CoinDesk, and extra. So with his experience from so many projects that he invested and also participated with his strategy partner, definitely he can bring a very, very huge value to our UBX exchange. So this is why GC Labs plays a very important role because he himself has been doing this. Is like him doing a normal thing for him. For us, we see it is a difficult task, but for him, it's just so easy because he has been doing regularly. So this is why it is very easy for him to identify and bring this valuation to our UBX exchange. So how do GC Labs, all right, powering the growth average? So how do UBX exchange able to benefit from GC Labs participation? All right. So how this exchanger make money? So let me break it down to you. First, all right, UBX exchange can make a profit from participation fee. So what is participation fee? So basically, once UBX exchange, all right, together with GC Labs, they ventured into the new potential project, they paved the way and helped them to do their IEO. So from IEO for number of total raised capital, we charge them from 5 to 20%. Can be given in USDT value or in token in exchange. Not only that, all right, they are also charged, they can pay through token listing fee. So participation fee and token listing fee is two separate things, right? When they participate, when we help them to gather, all right, to raise capital, we actually charge them from 5 to 20% of the total raised capital. From there, when they list, all right, their coin in the exchange, there is another fee which is called listing fee, right? That is for a fee for them to be successfully listed in the exchange, all right? And furthermore, when every trade that is happened in the exchange, definitely there is transaction fees, all right, regardless you buy or you sell, all right, there is a transaction where UBX exchange also benefit or exchange also benefits from here, because when any project listed in the exchange, definitely it will increase the transaction volume. From there, when transaction volume increases, then transaction fee also generates a very, very strong return. And we can actually notice and see that exchanges such as Binance, all right, or OKX or Coinbase, where they have huge transaction volume, and by itself from trading fee, they make millions of dollars daily, right? Do not look down on this transaction, because even though 0.1% to 0.2%, it actually matters. It has a value of millions of dollars, or because of the transaction that they do daily is worth more than millions or billions of transaction. So from there, just imagine 1 billion of transaction daily, and you make 0.1%, easily worth millions of dollars daily. Okay. Furthermore, as we all know that all UBX Launchpad definitely will need to have UBX token as a utility. Okay, because why? The collaboration of strategic partner of GC Labs to come into UBX Exchange, they actually work in hand together, all right, to build the Launchpad. On top of it, it requires us to have UBX token to participate. Okay, so this is a very good opportunity, because why? As we all know, UBX token is our native coin for our UBX exchange. So definitely anyone that wants to participate, all right, our Launchpad, they will need to have UBX token. And for those that users that participate in our mining and stacking of UBX token definitely benefits from this. And also, all right, this create exposure to other exchanges. People, all right, when they want to participate in our UBX Launchpad, they definitely need to buy our UBX token. So this creates a very win-win situation to all our users. So just imagine, all right, total market cap of 10 projects or more, right? Just imagine the cap at 500 million. If we charge 5% from it, easily can make 25 million out of the raised capital from the projects of 500 worth of 500 million. So let's say 10% of 500 million is 50 million. So 50% of 500 million is 75 million, or 20% of 500 million is 100 million. So this is why, all right, you can notice that many startup exchanges, all right, which is less than 5 years, they actually like to use Launchpad as a stepping stone, because why? By doing Launchpad, they are able to get a very, very strong revenue or income by listing and also by participating. So this is why you can see from past exchanges result, for example, like Big Get, right? Big Get, yeah, being like 7 years old exchanges. When it started in 2018, right, it took them less than 5 years to become top five. Because if you know, Big Get consistently have Launchpad launch in their exchange. Furthermore, all right, like exchanges like Gate.io, Maxi, Hotcoin, they also encourages, all right, many coins to be listed there, because from there they are able to earn listing fee. So normally big projects or small projects, they will go for a lower tier exchanger first, because why? It will be more easy to access to being listed. And then from the listing there, they are able to tap into exchanges user. So once they're able to tap to exchange user, they get to collect even more user for the project. And initially, all right, with enough wallet address and total of token holders, they are able to list into bigger exchange such as OKX, such as Coinbase or Binance. So it is not easy to directly go to huge exchange because it requires many requirements. So it's much easier to start off with lower tier exchanges first. So just a recap, all right, how exchanges actually able to generate income from. So GC Labs identifies huge value project, all right, they will come in, they pave the way to make sure this project is properly developed, all right, to increase its potential value. And then from there, we help them to gather their first, all right, capital to raise, all right, to help them to do the research and development, to pave the way for the project. And then from there, they are able to generate millions in fees and then also, all right, get them to be listed in UBX exchange, and then, all right, be able to do and collect from their listing fee, right? From this also, we able to boost the liquidity and volume, all right, of the trading, hence also, all right, increase the transaction fee that we able to get generate from the revenue. And also from there, we are able to help, all right, from there we help them to do trading because at that point of time, payment of them can be in USDT or in token. So anyhow, UBX still benefits, all right, when the token value increase, it also helps the holders, such as the exchanger, also the early people that invested, all right, such as our exchange, UBX exchanger user that able to participate at an early time. So this is actually a very good benefits, right? It benefits the exchange, benefits the user, and benefits the business potential. So everyone is at a win-win situation. This is why, all right, as I mentioned just now, why Big Get with a short of periods of 5 years are able to become top five in the world. Because if you all use Big Get, you can see they have Launch Pool, Launchpad, Launch X, all right, Candy Bomb. So many types of various categories of Launchpad are available in Big Get. So this is why UBX Academy have the right strategy, all right, with the correct partner, they are able to bring in these value projects into, all right, UBX Exchange. So this is why I believe short term, all right, is a very good strategy where UBX Exchange have Launchpad as an attraction to attract with this, all right, with all these potential projects coming in and the capability of GC Labs able to identify and bring in all these projects, definitely we get to increase our user and also definitely increase the revenue of UBX Exchange. So, all right, now we'd like to introduce to you, all right, our UBX Launchpad. So how do our UBX Launchpad, all right, uh, make a very good revenue, all right, to our user and also the exchange? Number one, we get early access of high quality projects, all right. We are able to have a fair token allocation, right? We can know whether this project have a fair allocation or not. So from there, we get some cut, all right, from the token economics as a reward besides USDT as a payment. And also, we can check the security and credibility. We are sure that this project is actually have a correct intention, the correct way to actually to build the business, and rather not just wrong way of building. Okay, because we have GC Labs in place, we can make sure that whatever they do is actually properly guided, right, with their experience and also their network. They can bring in collaboration, all right, also from media they can actually do exposure, all right, to more people to come and notice of this project. So this security credibility is also a very important. So this is where UBX can help, all right, to bring all this project in. Furthermore, all right, we also integrate, all right, UBX Exchange into the picture where all the Launchpad requires UBX token, right? So for those of you actually mining UBX token, congratulations because with the collaborating or coming in of Launchpad of UBX, all of you that actually mining UBX is actually making a very good return because why? All the projects that is doing Launchpad in UBX Exchange will need UBX token. And from there, all right, if you all know, UBX token also have burning mechanism. So the more transaction fee occurs, right, the more burning it happens for UBX token. And also, all right, when this happen, UBX token also go up. So if one day, all right, when the demand of UBX token goes up and the supply is low, definitely you can expect UBX coin price to actually skyrocket. Because as you all know, today, all right, GC Labs has just announced second Launchpad project, which is Proof Mouse, that is will be launching right soon. So you guys will be able to witness the second Launchpad. So as you all know, all right, UBX Launchpad versus compare to other exchanges Launchpad. Okay, you can see from Binance, Bybit, from OKX. Of course, project vetting have to be very strict. All right, at least all right, moderate to high because this is where their goodwill of the exchange is actually in place. So you have to make sure everything is correctly checked, the properly investment is actually done. So there's no investor risk involved. So to make sure the project is properly vetted. Okay, investors access of course opens their own community because in the end, Launchpad actually benefits right back to the user, which is the community members also. So it's a form of an incentive and also an opportunity for all the users of that each exchanger to able to access into all this huge potential opportunity. Okay, allocation model definitely is transparent because it's in token economics is transparent. All right, it's already fixed. You can see how is it located, and it can be distributed through lottery base. All right, if like for Binance, it's definitely lottery based because of the huge user database that they have. All right, for Bybit and OKX, they go for subscription model. Right, they will use one to one. For example, like UBX. All right, you have 1,000 UBX tokens, so you are allocated 1,000 uh, cap, right, for you to actually participate, right? Of course, the ecosystem goes back to their own ecosystem, all right? UBX, of course, UBX community, all right, for Binance ecosystem, Bybit, and OKX, etc. So security and trust definitely have to be high, right? Because as I mentioned, their goodwill is there, all right? If let's say the exchanges keep on launching, all right, bad launchpad, all right, definitely it will affect their users' trust. So security and trust definitely have to be high. So how do UBX Launchpad contributes to our 1,000 times growth in UBX token? Okay, number one, all right, each of UBX Launchpad definitely requires our UBX token, right? So when this UBX token have utility, all right, definitely sub demand is high. When demand is high, we actually pushes the token price to go up. Okay. Also, stacking and holding benefits. So when the price goes up and we keep on stacking, and also we have generating or mining of UBX token, this creates us the potential of the capital gain or the coin prices to go up that we can able to enjoy. And also the boosting trading volume, right? The more trading happens in the exchange, the more burning mechanism happen. Because as you all know, our burning mechanism involves from trading volume and also from community reward. So when more trading fee that becomes the revenue for UBX exchange, the more burning happens. So this will also pull the price of UBX token to go further higher. And also, as you all know, and this UBX token, all right, as we all know, UBX token can only be obtained by mining, correct? So if today total miners for UBX token is less and the utility of UBX token is high, that creates an more demand than supply, correct? When that happen, of course, all right, UBX token price will go up. And have you guys actually thought because all our launchpad and stacking requires number of days, all right, to be actually stacked. So in the end, this UBX token will be locked. So definitely it even further increase, all right, the demand for our UBX token. So this will also pull the price to go up. So there are so many ways, all right, through Launchpad, they are able to pull or they are able to bring growth to our UBX token. So this is why Launchpad is very crucial and also proven that BitGet, all right, when they started their Launchpad, you are actually required your BGB, all right, which is a nature token of BitGet. So at that point of time, all right, when BitGet started, BitGet BGB coin is just 40 cent, and now it's at $4.30 within less than 1 year to two. So this also all right create opportunity, and now being UBX token at 1.8, right? Definitely in 6 months' time to 1 year, you can see that 1.8 definitely go at least to $3 to $4. Okay, there is a possibility that these more and more projects that bring in by GC Labs and GC Labs, all right, mentioned that they'll bring at least 10 projects to UBX exchange this year. So if let's say each project you're able to make 3 to 5 times, so with 10 projects, you just imagine how many times that you can actually benefit from each launchpad they launch in UBX exchange. Okay. So, okay, what is the benefits, all right, for our early investors that actually came in UBX Exchange? So basically, you have your early access, all right, because number one, you can participate, all right, for those that have UBX stacking or mining, you can actually have the ability to do the subscription model, all right, 1-to-1 ratio, which now they just launched, they started for this Proof Smile. They actually use through subscription method. How much UBX token you stack equivalent how much the value that you are able to put in to get the launchpad, okay? And also it also increases the utility of our UBX token. So this create even more rewards, right? Our token price go up. Okay, so this actually for those that early mine UBX and at the point of time now you're still holding your UBX token, this also increases the value. And furthermore, all right, for those that have EUSDT, as you all know, all this Launchpad collaboration, you can also have EUSDT to come in place to work, all right, because at some Launchpad, it requires to have EUSDT. For example, our first project, which is XAI, it requires to have EUSDT, all right, when currently you requires 80%, all right, UBX, and 20% EUSDT. So for early investors that have EUSDT, you can actually sell, all right, offline to your leaders or other company members, or you can sell online, which is our OTC will be coming soon, most probably less than a month time. But this is not official announcement or not official news, but we already expecting, all right, OTC to open soon already because why? We have been saying about the opening of OTC since last month. So it's about time this OTC will be open soon. And also, EUSD has a lot of users and utility also. So basically, in the end, although let's say USDT after end of this year, you like to actually swap, all right, to change with the shares of UBX exchange once they have listed in SEC, also have this utility. So definitely, all right, our early investors do not be disappointed because why? UBX actually is constantly creating value for our early investors. And also they did not abandon anyone. And yet now today they are still progressing. All right. And today being our first anniversary, it's been a very, very success event and everyone definitely and learn. All right. And also they're able to get their unicorn. So these are things and perks that UBX Exchange is been constantly right providing to our user in to achieve all right their top 5 exchange in the world. So as you all see, we correct people, correct partner, correct community in place definitely all right will achieve our mission. So of course, all right, every journey is not always smooth sailing. Definitely you experience some challenges and we UBX exchange, all right, definitely will use their best to achieve, all right, to hit, all right, their top 5. So definitely we believe, all right, UBX have this potential. So this is all for me today, all right, for sharing about our UBX Launchpad and also GC Labs involvement into our UBX Launchpad. So for those of you, all right, have actually missed out my podcast, do not worry, we have our recording. And also if you enjoy my podcast and you learn something, all right, please do join us every day as we all have our podcast every day, 8 p.m., all right, where you can learn and ask if you're not sure. So today, all right, we are actually having our anniversary also in Da Nang, and people, countries from China, India, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, and also Canada, they came over, all right, total of 200 packs, all right, at least V2 and above, to actually witness our first anniversary. And also, if you there that actually missed out this opportunity, do not worry because many, many more events to come. And do try to sign up, all right, for our elites leader speaker, all right, in Singapore, for you guys to come and learn yourself, all right, to see, right, the key management people, the key partners that are involved. I believe, all right, after you guys witness, definitely your confidence in UBX Exchange increase drastically, all right, because why? They are very, very knowledgeable, experienced, and it's not the first time they are in exchange. They did it in Maxi, all right, and definitely they can do it in UBX exchange also. All right. So thank you for joining me live and also listening to my recording. My name is Victor, all right, from UBX Academy. And thank you for listening to my podcast today. Have a great day. Take care.